This Torah class is brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.
This year is graciously sponsored by Reb David and Figgy Friedman of Wesley Hills, New York, Le'ilu Nishmas, their fathers, Avram Yaakov ben Usher Klein, as well as Reb Chaim Aaron ben Yaakov Ber Friedman. May their neshamas have an aliyah, may it be melitz yoshim for their entire mishpachas. Okay, everybody, welcome back to the Lech Teich Moser podcast. We continue with Pele Yoeitz in the article, page 27, Hachseik Day 8. So here the Pele Yoeitz continues in the theme of Ahavas Hashem. We explained two different types of Ahavas Hashem, and the ultimate Yisoid, the purpose of both of them is to tell us that when a person does mitzvahs and he learns Torah, that through that, by that virtue of learning and being mizdaber Kadosh Baruch Hu, that memela, it goes hand in hand. It's a parallel. It segues right into Ahavas Hashem. That's because Hashem is Moshe emes, V'sarasa emes, Torah is emes, Hashem is emes, Kudsha B'richu, Yistakal B'raisu Bara Alma. All these things. The Torah represents everything. It's Hashem's mind. So when a person is engaged, when a person is learning Torah, when a person opens himself and becomes vulnerable to the teachings of the Torah, to the everything of the Torah, that in itself brings him up. It's ma'alehim, it connects him to Kadosh Baruch Hu, and with that, not only does he love Kadosh Baruch Hu, but he's able to have an aerial view of all the kindness, of all the Gemilas Chesed that Hashem is constantly bestowing upon us. And on the flip side, in the contrast, on the other side of the coin, a person who does not, a person who removes himself from Torah mitzvahs. So for two reasons, he's not going to be zeichet to that. A, because simply mathematically, A plus B equals C. So if A plus B, if learning Torah and doing mitzvahs equals appreciation of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, then when you subtract A and B, you don't have C, you don't have that appreciation. And number two, the Pele Yoeitz, just to summarize what we said that if he does not engage in Torah mitzvahs, not only because of a mathematical issue, but more than that, a person is going to become enveloped in averus and tumah, in impurity, and the avinus and the averus are all going to just add up and make klipas and menias over him, and that in itself is going to be Rahman al-Islam, a barrier, a blockade. It's going to stuff the pipe, the tzinorus that we're supposed to have with the Kadosh Baruch Hu, and when those are stuffed, then unfortunately he's going to stray, and this really adds a lot of context and understanding to, unfortunately, what we see many times in life. And when we don't have Torah, when we don't have mitzvahs, then often it's not just, okay, I don't have Torah mitzvahs, but I'll have God, I'll be a good Jew, but it's a package deal. And when we don't have Torah, when we don't have mitzvahs, then there's a heavy price, big price tag to pay, because it leaves the Kadosh Baruch Hu out of the picture. And this really just puts everything together, it makes sense, it's a puzzle piece, and hopefully we have a clear understanding. But the Yisod is learn Torah, do mitzvahs, have a relationship with the Kadosh Baruch Hu, realize His infinite kindness, and that's definitely the way to do it. Moving on. So we said a lot, and now the Pele Yoeitz is going to give us a little chizuk. He's going to say that even if a person feels that these levels of Torah and mitzvahs and appreciation and constant the mitzvah tmidus of Ahavas Hashem is beyond him, and he becomes despondent, he feels despair, miyuyish, says the Pele Yoeitz, al tidag, don't worry. Ma'acher danan yasmi diasmi daloinu me'oid v'rebinu tuma va'ashma. Being that we found ourselves orphans of orphans, meaning completely bereft in our spiritual state, as we are extremely impoverished spiritually and have piled up impurity and guilt. So this is the Pele Yoeitz talking about himself, he's being an onav, but he's even saying these words. So kol shekein us, we obviously feel this to an extent that we're just so lost, we're so not attached, we're not on the level we can be. So what do we say for ourselves? And our transgressions distance us from purity and good. And we find that we cannot properly focus on the Torah and the mitzvahs and the contemplations that bring a person to true yira and ahava, that bring us to haidah, to thank and gratitude to Kadosh Baruch Hu. Says the Pele Yoeitz, Hine ki chein tov lagav sheikba item likrov midei yom b'yom or lefachot lefachos befam. Indeed, behold, for this reason it's good for a person to designate a set time each day, or at least from time to time, besvarm hamazkir ma'yira v'ahava chadayma, to engage in the holy works of ahava and yira that inspire and infuse these yesodis and will make him feel good and attached. Kigay mi Sefer Kodesh, Reishis Chachma, to learn the Sefer Reishis Chachma, v'Sefer Chassid Ashla, v'Sefer Chavis Avavos, v'Sefer Abriya, v'Chadema, to learn all these Heilige Svarim, and he quotes the Chavis Avavos, which Baruch Hashem we have gone through together. U'b'divrenu eila ula yesh tikva l'kaim b'mitzvahs mitzvahs lira ulahava. And with these words, perhaps there's still some hope that we will be able to fulfill the commandment, the mitzvahs of love and fear of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So the Pele over here is making a point of here, and he's saying that even if a person feels detached and he feels that Ahava and Yira are beyond him, he shouldn't forsake seeking them completely, because the Torah understands that a person may not be ready to fully grasp these levels and live by them without compromise, and it commanded us to love and fear HaKadosh Baruch Hu nonetheless. So from the fact that it says in the Torah, that is an unconditional. There's no conditions, there's no contingencies in that. There's a ironclad mitzvah that we all have to always be engaged in. That's Ahavas Hashem and Yiras Hashem. So says the Pele Yoeitz that a person should try, should learn Svarim of Yiras Shamayim, of the Shla and Reishis Chachma and Chavis Avavos. But the point is that a person should become Yirish. Why? Because if Hashem gave us a mitzvah, that means that we try no matter what the circumstances are, our past, our present, our future, we don't worry. We just keep on trying. And says the Pele Yoeitz, "U'v'davrenu ulai yesh tikva l'kayim b'mitzvahs mitzvahs lira lahava." At least there'll be some kiyum of this mitzvah. So we shouldn't feel that it's all or nothing. We should do what we can. Ki hayira nimsheches min ahava. Ki lefi roiv ha'ahava id mipnei atuvah shekir b'meno v'mipnei roimimus u'shleimus kach yore milavar al ritzoinu al achisa al atzaroi. Says the Pele Yoeitz that it goes hand in hand. Yira and Ahava are hand in hand, they're synonymous. And when you have one, you have the other. And on the converse, when you don't have one, you don't have the other. So Gam b'mitzvahs ha'yira hi miskayemis b'machshava devad k'meshenichtav the kamam be'erech yira u'mitoich machshava hava yenimshach machmosei machshava ha'yira. That when a person works on his Ahavas Hashem and he sees all the good things in the world and he works on that and he really internalizes it, in turn, it will bring him to thoughts and contemplations needed to cultivate this exalted fear of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, of Yira. So when you work on Ahava, you'll have Yira. When you work on Yira, you'll have Ahava. And if you think, oh no, who am I don't feel it, I'm not there, it's beyond me, says the Pele Yoeitz, don't worry, because we have a mitzvah of Ahavas Hashem, of Yiras Hashem at all times, b'chol zman, b'chol eis, b'chol shah. It's a mitzvah in the Torah. So do what you can, try your best, work on your Ahava that'll bring Yira, work on Yira that'll bring Ahava, and with that, we'll be able to slowly but surely come to the madrigas of Ahavas Hashem, of being mechaber Hashem, of thanking Hashem on the proper level that we should all be doing.
You've just experienced another Torah class brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.